Regional Electoral Court, Portuguese, Tribunal Regional Eleitoral, is a level of the electoral court system in Brazil. The regional courts are in charge of elections at the state level. Responsibilities. The functioning of the regional electoral courts is governed by the Law 4.737 of 1965. Each court consists of judges that are publicly elected or nominated by part of the judiciary, according to rules set independently by each regional court. According to the Brazilian legislation, the regional courts are responsible for the control and inspection of the whole electoral process in their jurisdiction, from the registration of each regional branch of the political parties to the production of reports and electoral maps during the counting of the votes. The regional courts are responsible for the registration of voters, for the constitution of electoral districts, and for reporting the results. The regional courts must also settle disputes regarding the elections and judge appeals to the decisions of the electoral judges. Each regional court has the freedom to make their own rules with regard to how these things are handled. List of regional electoral courts. Regional Electoral Court of Acre, Tribunal Regional Eleitoral do Acre, TREAC. Regional Electoral Court of Alagoas, Tribunal Regional Eleitoral de Alagoas, TREAL. Regional Electoral Court of Amazonas, Tribunal Regional Eleitoral do Amazonas, TREAM. Regional Electoral Court of Amapa, Tribunal Regional Eleitoral do Amapa, TREAP. Regional Electoral Court of Bahia, Tribunal Regional Eleitoral da Bahia, TREBA. Regional Electoral Court of Ceará, Tribunal Regional Eleitoral do Acre, TREC. Regional Electoral Court of the Federal District, Tribunal Regional Eleitoral do Distrito Federal, TREDF. Regional Electoral Court of Espírito Santo, Tribunal Regional Eleitoral do Espírito Santo, TRES. Regional Electoral Court of Goiás, Tribunal Regional Eleitoral de Goiás, TREGO. Regional Electoral Court of Maranhão, Tribunal Regional Eleitoral do Maranhão, TREMAS. Regional Electoral Court of Mato Grosso, Tribunal Regional Eleitoral do Mato Grosso, TREMG. Regional Electoral Court of Mato Grosso do Sul, Tribunal Regional Eleitoral do Mato Grosso do Sul, TREMS. Regional Electoral Court of Minas Gerais, Tribunal Regional Eleitoral de Minas Gerais, TREMG. Regional Electoral Court of Para, Tribunal Regional Eleitoral do Para, TREPAS. Regional Electoral Court of Paraíba, Tribunal Regional Eleitoral da Paraíba, TREPB. Regional Electoral Court of Paraná, Tribunal Regional Eleitoral do Paraná, TREPR. Regional Electoral Court of Pernambuco, Tribunal Regional Eleitoral de Pernambuco, TREPE. Regional Electoral Court of Piauí, Tribunal Regional Eleitoral do Piauí, TREPI. Regional Electoral Court of Rio de Janeiro, Tribunal Regional Eleitoral do Rio de Janeiro, TRERJ. Regional Electoral Court of Rio Grande do Norte, Tribunal Regional Eleitoral do Rio Grande do Norte, TRERN. Regional Electoral Court of Rio Grande do Sul, Tribunal Regional Eleitoral do Rio Grande do Sul, TRERS. Regional Electoral Court of Rondônia, Tribunal Regional Eleitoral de Rondônia, TRERO. Regional Electoral Court of Roraima, Tribunal Regional Eleitoral de Roraima, TRERR. Regional Electoral Court of Santa Catarina, Tribunal Regional Eleitoral de Santa Catarina, TRE South Carolina. Regional Electoral Court of São Paulo, Tribunal Regional Eleitoral de São Paulo, TRESP. Regional Electoral Court of Sergipe, Tribunal Regional Eleitoral do Sergipe, TRESE. Regional Electoral Court of Tocantins, Tribunal Regional Eleitoral de Tocantins, TRE2.